Guys, welcome to my channel. This is Beth with Create with Beth, and today I'm going to show you a fun little card that I made using the Shits and Giggles stamp set by Kathy Zielske. This is the card, and it's just clean and simple and cute and funny, and I think it's very irreverent, but I kind of like that. So this is the stamp set. Like I said, it's from Kathy Zielske. I think you can still get it. I don't know for sure, but you could do a quick search online and see if you can find it. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and start. To start, you're going to need a card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And this is Early Espresso from Stampin' Up! Then you're going to need a piece of pattern paper that measures 5 1/4 by 4. This is also from Stampin' Up! Then you're going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock that measure 5 by 3 3/4. And to save us some time, I've already stamped on one of the panels. This is going to be the front of the panel, and you're going to stamp the toilet paper image and the poop image kind of in a random pattern. So I've done that already to save us some time. And now we're going to color in using my Copics. This is E74 Cocoa Brown. We're going to color in the poop. So we'll just go ahead and do this. I'm not doing any fancy coloring. I'm just coloring the image in. You don't always have to do fancy stuff when you're coloring with your alcohol markers. You can if you want to add some shading, but I'm just keeping it really simple. And using the brush tip. If you want to use the bullet tip instead, you can if you're a little bit nervous about that. I don't mind using the brush tip. It is a cloudy day here in Michigan today. It's been super, super hot lately, but today the temps cooled down considerably. We had a thunderstorm last night and it knocked all the temps down quite a bit, so it's kind of dark and dreary, which I don't really like. I prefer the sun, but I guess you have to take what you get. And it stinks in my yard today. We had a skunk pay a visit, which is always fun. So I'll tell you a little bit about my channel as I'm coloring this. This is my first video for my channel. I don't have a blog. I just have a YouTube channel. I'm terrible at blogging and doing all that technical stuff, so I thought I'd just do videos. And basically, I'm a card maker, sometimes scrapbooker, sometimes jewelry maker, and I thought I'd feature all kinds of different things on my blog. And going to be using all kinds of stamp sets, both new and retired, because I figure even if something is retired, people will still have it in their stash and want to use it. And even if they don't have a particular stamp set that I'm using, they can come up with their own stamp set that they want to use for their designs. And that will certainly work. I use primarily Stampin' Up! Materials because it's what I have, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But even though I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you will see me using different products because that's what I like. Okay, we're nearly done with this part. I'll tell you a little bit more about me as we're doing this too, in case you're interested. I live in Michigan and I'm married. I've been married for 25 years to my husband, Glenn, and we have 3 beautiful children. Maddie, who is 22, and Matt and Amy, who are 15-year-old twins. And I'm also a writer. I'm a self-published author, and I sell my books through Amazon. So I spend my time writing and crafting. That's primarily what I do. and I love every bit of it. Whoops, I went outside the line a little bit, lines a little bit, but we'll fix that with our colorless blender. Okay, so there is the poop colored in. Come back with our colorless blender and try to fix that little oops that I had. It's not really that noticeable, but it is to me. Okay, next we're going to go in with a Stampin' Blend, and this is also an alcohol marker at Stampin' Up's brand with light gray granite, and I'm going to use the brush tip again, and we're just going to color in some of the edges of the toilet paper, because when you've got something that's white, when you stamp it, you like to add, it's good to add a little bit of contrast so it doesn't just kind of fade into the paper. And I'm just doing little brush marks or flicking motions with my brush, and just like that. Then we'll go back with the colorless blender, and we're going to mute that out a little bit so it's not so stark. There we go. So there is our front panel. Now we will take, I think we'll do some stamping next for the inside of the card. And we're going to use it's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits for the inside of the card. And I actually need to get up and get my other ink. Okay, I'm using Early Espresso ink from Stampin' Up. I use all Stampin' Up's ink and paper. It's the best out there in my honest opinion, and not just because I'm a demonstrator. I've used pretty much everything out there, and I have to say this is the best. There we go. Clean my stamp off real quick. And next, I'm going to bring in this little label. This is for the front of the card, and I just got ink on it because I got ink on my hands. This I cut out using the Matinee Rectangle Layers dies from Memory Box, and I used the smallest one. And we're going to stamp, oh crap, for the front of the card. I'll line this up on my mat here. There we go. Put the ink away before I get any more on myself. I'm very good at doing that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a scrap piece of that pattern paper. When I cut the pattern paper out for the other panel, I saved a piece of scrap, and we're going to put this across the bottom here using Stampin' Seal, but you can use whatever adhesive you like. And hopefully I'll get this even. And I did cut the piece longer because it's always better to cut your pieces longer rather than shorter. And I got adhesive on there. I'll get that off later. Let's see, scissors. So we'll just turn this over to the back and trim this off. And now we can put this on the inside of our card. Does not want to work for me today for some reason. There we go. And now we will work on the front of the card. Just line this up evenly, hopefully. And then we'll put this front panel on. And you can dress this card up a lot more if you wanted to add ribbon or some bling or anything like that. But I'm just keeping it fairly simple. Just like that. Next we're going to add the greeting. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals for that. I think 2 will work. And we have kind of a gap up here in the middle, so I think we're going to put it right there. It's going to cover up one of our poops, but that's okay. And there you go. That's our card. It's clean and simple, but I think it's so cute and irreverent and funny, and I think your friends and family or whoever you want to send it to will get a big kick out of it. So thank you for joining me for this card tutorial. I hope you will come back often to my channel and see what I have to offer. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe. Bye.